Knights of Apollo, welcome back to the battlefield. Once again, we are playing 1212 AD. Good to be back playing this game. I'm not gonna lie, I don't get a ton of replays for 1212 AD, so if you guys have some epic battles, don't be afraid to send them my way, either through Discord or through my email, pixelatedapollo@gmail.com. But I do plan to stream a lot more in the future, and I hope to play a lot of 1212 AD battles. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So today, I know this is a little late here. A little late, but today is a holiday special video. Are they starting off here? Let me pause it just to make sure I don't miss anything here. But this is a holiday special. Again, it's super late. I guess it's also like a celebration of winter, I guess. I mean, do we celebrate winter? It's cold and harsh. But it's like a snowy map. It's a cool winter battlefield. But basically, the troops here, the armies, are fighting over the right to claim St. Nicholas's burial. So this is it right here. Now, obviously, this is fake. But yeah, every group here, this side and this side, are claiming the rights to the burial and claiming it for their own people. And so they're fighting for St. Nicholas's burial. That's awesome. That's pretty funny. So I hope you guys had a great Christmas, great New Year's. And yeah, we'll dive into this one. So let's check out these factions really quick. Starting with the blue and yellow side here. The first army, we have Bohemia. So we got a nice faction, nice deadly faction with some Bohemian knights. Gotta love those knights. And then in the center, we have Kiev. So we've got a nice Russian Eastern faction on the battlefield. And then finally, on the far flank, we have France, the great kingdom of France. Look at these archers. Look at this. Look at the bows. I don't remember seeing that. With the bows on the, or not the bows, the arrows on their backs. It's pretty cool. Let's go to the other side, see who they're facing, who's fighting for the burial rights. On this side, we have England, so we're going to get a nice rivalry there, England versus France. In the center, we have Burgundy. So Burgundy, no surprise there, joining the English as they fight the French. And then finally, the final army is going to be basically Switzerland. It's not exactly Switzerland. It's like Canton of, and I can't pronounce it, so I just go with Switzerland. But yeah, they're very cool. They've got some very awesome units as well. So let's press play and see how this battle unravels. So we got a very aggressive push here by Bohemia, and they are going to try to quickly rush their way forward and go for these gunners. This is a little choppy here. I'm not sure why, but the gunners are opening fire like crazy. Look at this. Look at these guns. They're getting there. They're getting there. But he is just popping shots. You can see they've hit a couple soldiers here and there with that gunpowder power. And Bohemia moves forward even closer, getting his spears in position. The spears have kind of absorbed most of the damage here, which is pretty good because, I mean, they're not amazing units. He's got militia units over here. That's a smart move to kind of send up the weaker troops first, kind of absorb that gunfire, and then move forward. And then in the center, it looks like we have another force moving up as well. This is not Bohemia. This is Burgundy moving up. Their troops are getting ready. Wait, who's taking out whose general? It must have been a random shot from the gunners, I assume, or maybe some archer fire. But we do have the Kievian crossbows moving into position. Still not quite in range. There is a cav engagement going on here. Look at this, a massive cav engagement. Bohemian Knights taking on this Swiss cav. So, gotta love it. These are usually how these battles start. And look at, they're actually charging an anti-cav unit. This is a big halberd unit. I imagine they're gonna quickly disengage here because this would be a losing fight to charge them like this. And sure enough, they are disengaging, and they're gonna throw in their own anti-cav, some heavy axemen, into the fight. So a huge battle, heavy axemen going around. They're charging in as well. They still have some cav. Bohemian Knights still in the fight. And then now we have spears that are going into the cav battle over here, supporting the Bohemian Knights. And they are going to, the Swiss are going to fall back and reform. And you can even see that they're breaking over here. This is a massive retreat. That's 1 point. That's a little victory, right? Little victory for Bohemia as they kind of controlled the battlefield, controlled the engagement. So that was really fun to see. Really good moves there by Bohemia. I like that cav play. There we go, another cav charge. They're gonna go for, oh wait, they're gonna countercharge. The Swiss are gonna countercharge. They're gonna hold their ground, which is a smart play because if they just kept charging or falling back, they would have been hammered pretty hard by that cav. They got another cav charge. They're really afraid of these halberds. It seems like they're really trying to take them out early, and they are, guys. Wow, they are taking them out of the game, taking them out of the fight. Got some invisible units over here. Classic 1212 AD. And yeah, they've completely broken those 3 units, and now they're really gonna have to consolidate their forces and try to make a little bit of a turnaround. Over in the center, there's been a pretty nasty skirmish, I assume, with some cav play. You can see the cav is charging right in to the Kievian nobles, going straight into the Burgundian knights, essentially. Gendarmes. Or is that men-at-arms? I don't know. And now there's a big center push. We have more gunners opening fire. I assume they're firing at the cav, and here comes more Kievian nobles. Leading the way, leading the example for their men as they charge in first. Now we have more troops moving in. We got dismounted knights pushing forward. We have some pavis. Spears going into the center as they take on Kievian Rus, who is sending in some axemen. Lots of axemen, lots of cav, and this is a full-on push over here. Now, same thing is going on over on this side. It looks like Bohemia is ready to full-on engage the Swiss, and I definitely feel pretty good for the Bohemian advancement here. Oh, well, they're gonna... Well, this is a pretty good defensive position, but, you know, keep in mind, Bohemia has taken out a lot of the Swiss units so far without losing too many of their own. But they're actually holding back their infantry, letting this little flank engage. Look at this massive flank that they're pushing around here. And I think they're about to send in another cav charge. But yep, Bohemian Knights going in once again. And I'm sorry about the framiness, guys. It's classic, you know, Attila here. Going at it. All right, and then, whoa, look at the fight in the center. Both forces clashing with their knights. Just full-on attack here. And there is a lot of breaking going on for Kievian Rus. A lot of breakage. It's a chaotic blob of axes and swords. They are starting to stabilize here a little bit. Big blob going at it. We have a little bit of a fall back and flank with these axemen going for the pavis, who've kind of pushed really far ahead from the rest of the army, of the Burgundian army. England and France have yet to fight, and let's keep a little eye on this cav over here, a hidden cav, a French cav, kind of waiting to strike, maybe waiting for the English to kind of fall into their trap. We'll see. France has sent over reinforcements. These are French troops here, sending over to help Kievian Rus. Or Russ. Here's a charge. Burgundians are charging into the French. They're like, you know what? We're not even gonna fight Kiev. We're gonna fight you. And oh, war dogs go in. They send in the war dogs. That is epic. Is this all? This is, wow, this is Burgundy here. So Burgundy's kind of taking on 2 armies right now, and they're doing a pretty good job. This is a very close fight. Very chaotic fight. Let's go to the other side. Let's see how this is progressing here. Oh my god, you can see the flanking of Bohemia is paying off. Now, they do charge into some pikes here a little bit as they pursue the general of the Swiss, but they might as well move in their infantry, and sure enough, here they are. If they timed this a little bit better, where their cav charge was hitting the rear of the infantry as the infantry was charging the front, that would have been devastating. But this is still very good. They are moving up their infantry, and they're going to try to get to these pikes. There we go. Yeah, they do get them before they can properly set up. That's a huge gain right there, huge win. Cav is starting their break against the general, but they're doing a lot of damage to that Swiss general. And you can see the infantry is in the fight as well, but it's just militia spearmen, so it's not too scary. But the problem is that their other front lines are having to fight for their lives, and they don't really have reinforcements. They're busy holding back the rear against the very, very much flanking Bohemian army. There's a little bird's eye view. Let's do some slow motion really quick as things are getting pretty crazy. You can see over here that the army of Kiev is in pieces right now. The English army is moving in, so now we have Burgundy not only attacking Kiev, but also attacking the French along with the English. So the French here are a bit outnumbered. You got English foot knights. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Look at the gold trim. That's nice. It's real nice. Now back over here is a big blob of fighting as well. Sergeants taking on the spears. It looks like we also have like some short pike units, but we have Cav flanking around the English knights. So these are mounted sergeants, English knights, and English knights late period. This is the perfect time. Maybe not just yet, but soon we might see the French Cav mobilize and get behind the English. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But the French are, well, they're in trouble because they kind of need their Cav right now. I mean, I totally get trying to set up an ambush, but could be disaster. It's risky. It's risky to hold back units like that. Oh, but look at this. Look at this. Bohemia. Bohemia is riding to the aid of Kiev, and they are supporting them as they are kind of cleaning up Burgundy a little bit. It's kind of mixed, but yeah, the archers are just kind of kiting down the enemy. They've got the dismounted Boyar Sons, which is an excellent unit, very good with their bows and very good with their swords. Also, we got the crossbows. You can see that they're just kiting them down, keeping them busy. Meanwhile, Bohemia has utterly crushed his opponent. He has utterly crushed him, and he's going to go ahead and go for the final kill here of this unit. So let me go ahead and actually turn down the music a little bit. The music is, oops, we want to go to sound. Music's a little loud there, a little loud. I want the effects a little louder. Okay, there we go. That's better. I want to hear the men screaming and gargling on their own blood. Now back, that sounded horrible. Back on the other side, the French are charging in their halberds. They got these guard halberds. And here we go. The French Cav was mobilized, but it really didn't lead to anything too successful here because the English Cav outmatches the French Cav because they have a lot of knights. I think a lot of the French Cav is just kind of standard, normal Cav. So they definitely might want to send over a spear unit, but they don't have that with them. They have to commit all their infantry to the front line, so they're not able to send over support to help their Cav. This is looking like it's going extremely well for the English, and that's exactly what this team needs, because on the other side of the battlefield, Bohemia is doing extremely well. So all that the French player can do at this point is just try to hold and do as much damage to the English as possible, and to give more time to his Bohemian ally to reform his army. Now he's still dealing with enemy infantry here. Look at this. The Swiss are not done yet. They are still putting up a great fight. This most likely will be the nail in the coffin, though, as the troops are getting surrounded by infantry in Cav. It's these land spears, lang spears. I don't know. basically pikemen. They're doing a great job, but they did what they needed to do. They flanked them, they took them out, and now they can regroup and push forward. And they are, let's see, sergeants taking out the levy macemen of Burgundy. And I think that's mostly what's left of Burgundy. They might have some troops over here as well. Yeah, Burgundy has some levy troops over here. And now they're falling back. Are they falling back or are they breaking? No, they're falling back. I think he's forming up a line because they're trying to quickly finish up the French, but it's taking a little while. The cav battles in 1212 AD always take a long time. So very cool. All right, there we go. The forces are regrouping, reforming. The archers are in range here of this general unit. This is a little risky having him kind of near the front line. This is the French general. Oh, there he is. Look at him. He's like, my army is dead, but I am still alive. There's hope. Let's see, is there any other French? I don't know why the general is over here, but hey, it's good that he's alive, I suppose. They should probably regroup as one. They've kind of got a lot of troops in the back, in the middle. Definitely wants to try to regroup, and this is crazy. The balance of power is pretty even right here. Look at, they're going for the general, and the general knows that, so he's going to disengage. He's going to fall back, but he's got plenty of support over here by Bohemia, and the English mounted sergeants are not going to go for it. I think what the English were trying to do is maybe pin him, like keep him pinned down with a cav, because I don't think the mounted sergeants would beat this late period general. But if he kept him in place, the archers would then open fire and most likely kill him. So maybe that was what he was going for. Way in the back here, the French cav have broken. A horseless rider, or a riderless horse is what I meant to say. It's a cool looking horse. I don't know if these are new horse models. I don't really recognize these horses, because I know I think they updated the mod recently. So looking at the English army, I would say their advantage is maybe sorted infantry. They've got a lot of infantry, but they don't have a lot of cav, and you can see there's a cav engagement on this side now. Mounted sergeants gone, done. Now we have anti-cav moving in, and honestly, guys, that was a big blunder by England. That was their only cav unit, and they could, well, they also have these two, but I think they're still, in terms of cav power, they're a little light-handed, as in, like, they need more cav, right? So they definitely shouldn't have thrown away those sergeants like that. Maybe should have sent up infantry to support them. Now we have a big infantry brawl here as the Bohemian sergeants take on the sergeants of England. I think the English sergeants are a little bit better because they're late period, and the Bohemian sergeants are a high period. Now more troops are going to this front line. They desperately need more men in the front line. We have a cav charge going against the anti-cav. I don't know how that's going to play out. It might lead to death and destruction. Some dogs are going into the fight. That's always fun to see. There you have it. There you have it. Heavy axemen taking on a huge blob. I think England is kind of blobbing a little too much, and because of that, they got a little outflanked here by the heavy axemen of Bohemia. Now archers are going into the fight as they don't have any more ammo, so they're going to just charge in where they can, like Agincourt style here. There they go. Big breaks going on in Bohemia. This is a major problem here. The spears are just now going into the front line to reinforce and hold. This is not good. The infantry of England is slicing through Bohemia. They've got to try to do something. They've got to do something. Let's not forget there's a big cav engagement going on here, and it looks like England... Ooh, no, it's very even. It's very even, but we might have a game changer here where this cav of... This was the original cav, one of the cav that was hiding, and then they fought the English cav and broke. They have returned to the battle because they saw... Uh-oh. All right, guys, let's try this again. Let's see if we don't crash here. We're at the exact moment where the crash happened. We had this small force of cav charging in to support their generals who are taking on the English cav. Now, the generals who charged in, we have France and we have Bohemia. They're going in, and they might actually win this one fairly easily because look at the 3 chevrons on this guy. And then we have pretty much a full health. They've lost 5 bodyguard. And I think they're going to have enough to beat the English cav, especially with this unit helping them, but they are breaking right now. Let's go back to normal speed. Let's head over here and see the other infantry fight where the English are kind of dominating the infantry battle, and their blob tactics here seem to be paying off. But we'll see because there's a lot of units over here. This is Burgundy. No, I'm sorry, that's Burgundy retreating. This is Kiev, who, with the help of their ally, defeated Burgundy. But the archers are opening fire. Really good angle here with the Boyar Sons, trying to get as many kills as possible. Already have 138 kills. Just opening fire into that blob. Over on this side, the cav is actually not engaging. Look at it. They're sacrificing this cav to slow down the anti-cav unit. Look at that. Or actually, no, they're getting charged from a different side. The dog heads. The dog masters. Just keeping them busy while the generals fight it out. This is so vital to this entire battle. Who's going to win this engagement? Who's going to kill the other general? And I think if the English win this small engagement, they're going to win the battle overall, and obviously vice versa. But we'll see. These crossbows have a lot of ammo, and the English don't have any archers. They're going to have to rely on kiting and constantly doing hit and run tactics. Here's some militia spearmen going in. Archers opening fire on the big blob still of English forces, but now they are dispersing. They're spreading out because they've pretty much taken care of the French, or not the French, but the Bohemian infantry. But it's all coming down to the crossbows here. They should probably start spreading out and falling back. There they go. They're falling back now, but I don't know if that's enough time. There they go. So, like I said, English infantry is winning the day. But they've got to try to kill the English general here, but it doesn't look like it's happening. It's a bloody affair. I always love seeing the soldiers that have their visors up. It's like, why? Maybe they just can't see. I don't know. But it's just cav fights for a long time. A very long time. Look at English reinforcements coming in, and look, they are calling it quits. The French general's like, I'm out. I don't know why he would do that. I guess he sees an opportunity elsewhere. I'm not sure. But Bohemia's in trouble. They're now sacrificing 1 unit of crossbows to hold back this infantry of English foot knights. Our allies' general has fallen. Oh no! That's the Bohemian general. If any one of them were to fall back, it would have been the Bohemian general because he still has his army. And I think England is going to have enough here, thanks to their powerful infantry, to clean up this battlefield. And they are going to take it and claim St. Nicholas's burial for themselves, along with their allies being Burgundy and the Swiss. But it really just came down to England. England dominating. We're less than a minute left. Can they pull off a miracle? There goes the French general. He's gone. There we go. These crossbows about to go in. They are breaking them over here. Some good archer fire going on from Kiev. The English foot knights are going to try to pursue. But unfortunately, their boyars, they got 200 plus kills, I think. Yeah, 239, 241. But it wasn't enough to win the day. And that's what's left of Kiev, which surprisingly Kiev is the last faction standing on their side of the battle. But England is just too much for them. A valiant defeat for Kiev, France, and Bohemia. But Bohemia did very well at the beginning of the battle, kind of flanking around with a huge force and crushing the Swiss. But unfortunately, the English crushed the French. So they kind of had to fight each other. The two victors had to fight each other, and the English was just too much. And look at this battlefield. Just bodies everywhere. And so easy to see with the snow on the ground. But a great fight, a great battle. Let's go ahead and end the replay and look at the results here. So this was sent in by Cassius the 5th. I want to thank you so much for the battle replay. I do enjoy your battles quite a lot. You're always sending in some good 12-12, battle replays. And I appreciate all the players who fought in this battle, which are all listed right here. But I'm going to quickly go through, and you guys can see the kills on the forces here. Man, a lot of single-digit kills for the French. Tragic. And here's the English going with wow, England went with a really small army, but they were like super professional. 416 kills with the yeomen of the guard. Oh my god. That's insane. They also went with a really small army, but because of that, they dealt with a much bigger Bohemian army that used their numbers to flank around them. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up here, guys, today for, today's battle. I do appreciate the support, guys. Thank you so much for leaving likes and shares and all that jazz. It does mean a lot. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I'll see you guys next time on the battlefield.